Welcome back to No Fault Weddings Week 11 recap. It's Survive and Advance, and we had plenty of it this weekend. Got to start off with the Big Ten noon kickoff. Finally had a good one. Penn State and Indiana. Wow, what an ending. But what a game, really. I mean, Penn State coming off again, firing James Franklin. They just got smoked by Ohio State last week. So that boost that we talked about with firing their coach didn't really happen, at least not last week. Sure looked like it helped being at home in kind of a fake ass whiteout that they do. But Indiana coming in number 2, undefeated. People claiming that they're actually number 1 best team in the country. Didn't look like it for 3.5 quarters. Give a lot of credit to Penn State. They still got some talent. I mean, just because they fire their coach, you lose your starting quarterback, but they got 4 stars all around that roster. And they played really, really inspired and really well. Penn State's defense flustered Mendoza and Indiana's offense for the most part. Again, Indiana's up 20-10, and then Penn State makes a great comeback, takes the lead with about 7 minutes to go, forces a punt, gets the ball back. They have a chance to win the game on offense. And predictably, what do most conservative coaches, interim coaches do? Run, short pass, punt. Man, you got a chance. Just go for it. I throw it 3 times. Who cares if you make Indiana take their timeouts? Go for the first down. End the game. It's soft. You've lost 5 straight games. Just go for it. So Penn State punts it away. Indiana gets it at their own 15 with about a minute and a half to go. No timeout. And really, the first play, boom, 10-yard sack. I mean, that's exactly how you want to start it if you're a Penn State fan. But then the very next throw, Mendoza rips a seam for about 25 yards, and here we go. Jim Knowles, Ohio State's old defensive coordinator, trying to hold on to leads. No, nightmare fuel. He just kept all-out blitzing. It was like, you have to mix up some stuff. Like, you keep doing the same blitz over and over again, they're going to figure it out. We're going to get to the touchdown because, spoiler alert, it's going to be the play of the day. But I have a hard time deciding how I want to look at this game. Is it a bad win for Indiana? You're the number 2 team in the country. You got national championship aspirations, and yet it takes a minor miracle to win against a team that's has 5 losses. But as a college football fan, I know how hard it is to go undefeated. And I know how hard it is to go into Penn State. Ohio State has dominated Penn State basically my whole lifetime. But there have been some close calls against undermanned teams where Ohio State should have blown them out by 2025. And yet here we are, 4th quarter, and we're struggling to get a W in Happy Valley. It just happens. You go on the road into that environment against a team that has nothing to lose. I got to give Indiana a lot of credit. They manned up. Mendoza was great on that last drive. Yeah, he struggled most of the game. And I guess when we're talking Heisman, it's a Heisman moment. It's not a Heisman game, but sometimes moments count up, especially at the end of the year. And honestly, who cares if it's not an impressive win? You won. It's college football. Look at how many undefeated teams there are after 11 weeks. Not a whole lot. What are there, 3 or 4? So take the W. Get out of there. It's a great moment. And again, Indiana's not Michigan. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have all this history. They can't be picky about how they win big games. And sometimes those kind of wins can, bring you back down to reality. All right, let's get focused. Let's have better practices, and let's try to finish off the year and make it to the Big Ten championship. Another great Big Ten game. Hey, there is another conference other than the SEC. Who knew? Oregon and Iowa. I previewed it last week. Man, going to Iowa is dangerous, especially in November. They just drag you down in the mud, no matter what. That defense and that ultra-conservative offense, they just stranglehold you. When you just look at the 2 teams, Oregon and Iowa, you're like, my God, Oregon's got all the speed. They got the supposed first-round quarterback. Why don't they just go in and win by 20 points? That's not what Iowa allows you to do. And giving up a safety, Iowa, I swear, you just do that on purpose so we have a weird score. Iowa takes the lead with under 3 minutes to go, and of course they don't get the two-point conversion. So now the score stands at 16-15. Again, such a typical Iowa score. And just like Mendoza in Indiana, man, Oregon and Dante Moore saving it for the right time just when you need it. Last drive, the kind of dinking and dunking, man, it felt like they were just like trying to settle for a field goal in that rain and that wind. I thought that was crazy. They wasted so much time on that last drive, not using their timeouts, but then Moore just throws a dot on the right sideline for about a 25-yard gain that gets him in a field goal range. That was a great throw. That guy was covered, but he put it right where he needed to. So Oregon kicks a game-winning field goal. I mean, listen, they're right there. I know they need Ohio State or Indiana to lose, but that was a huge win. People can laugh about Iowa and how they're always the lowest ranked offense and everything, but man, you don't want to go to Iowa and play in November. But what you do want to do is get out of there with a W, and that's all Oregon needed to do, and they did it. All right, let's do some quick hits around the country. Speaking of fired coaches, LSU, Omar Brian Kelly. And what did they get to do first? Go to Alabama, who's won, 7 straight since their opening loss. I thought LSU played pretty well. I mean, Ty Simpson's supposed to be one of the Heisman favorites, and he struggled last night. The only issue is LSU's offense. My God, Nussmeier, another one of those preseason Heisman candidates and potential top 5 picks in the NFL draft, just looked terrible, and he got benched in a 1-score game. I mean, they kicked 3 field goals, missed a field goal, and it's 17-9 right there. Like, any one of those field goals, if they're a touchdown, we got a game. I mean, I think Alabama did not play very well last night. It was there for LSU to steal, and they just couldn't do it, couldn't take it. The highest ranked matchup of the day was Texas Tech and BYU, and Texas Tech just smoked them, knocks BYU off from the undefeated list. Texas Tech and all their money. Big 12, man, they're going to be a wild card in the 12-team playoff. I really think that. I don't know what's going to happen when they play an SEC or Big 10 team that can stack up with their roster and their money, but it'll be interesting. You never know. Speaking of the SEC, Georgia and A&M both dominate their road games. Probably the best game I've seen Gunnar Stockton play. A&M continues to look really good. Still don't know if I can fully trust them. I mean, they're entertaining to watch, but I feel like when they're going to have to man up against a powerful run team and a run defense, I don't know how they're going to stack up, but hey, man, keep winning. Another team that probably should have fired their coach, but actually gave him a boost of confidence and says it's going to be back next year is Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. They beat Washington yesterday, and a sneaky important game when it comes to the perception of some of the Big Ten teams, because Washington has kind of been used as like a good win for certain teams, but losing to Wisconsin, no bueno. How ugly of a loss is it? Wisconsin's leading passer was their punter. I have no joke for that. That's the joke. Rough day for the ACC. Virginia and Louisville both lose home games to unranked teams. A week after Georgia Tech had a similar bad loss, I feel like we truly don't know who is the upper echelon of the ACC. I trust Georgia Tech because of their quarterback, and I still think Miami's got the most talent. But again, we know what Miami does. The last 2 weeks are going to be crazy to see who makes it to Charlotte for that ACC championship game. All right, let's go over JP's personal 2 teams, Notre Dame and Ohio State. Notre Dame played Navy last night. And again, I say night. Why is Notre Dame playing a night game against Navy? I can't. I'm sick of the 6 night games a year at Notre Dame. I grew up 3:30 Notre Dame kickoff. And I'm not even that old to be the old man yelling in the clouds. But why are we playing Navy at night? Also, why are we still playing Navy? Listen, I'm all about supporting the troops, but the whole annual Navy game, it just kind of annoys me because they play such a weird style of offense with the triple option that you have to just scrap your whole defensive playbook and you have to focus on how are we going to stop this for a week. And I feel like that doesn't get you better as a team because you just, again, scrap everything you know. Like, all right, now we got to defend this for a week and then hopefully get through the game uninjured and then go back to our normal defense and what we're going to do against Pitt. And what are we going to do against Pitt next week? And I'm going to keep preaching it. Jeremiah Love, the best player in college football. A stupid Miami game at the beginning of the year where they didn't give him the ball enough is going to cost him the Heisman. But if there's some circumstance where a bunch of these quarterbacks start losing some games in November, this play by Jeremiah Love Boom. Heisman moment.
Love. A lot of effort, but well played by this Navy defense. They never blew him down. And now Love has speed down the sideline. Jeremiah Love race to the pylon. He wins. Touchdown.
It's going to be the guy that takes him to the ground. But watch number 90. Jeremiah Love is just going to roll across his body and never touch the ground and pop back up.
Ohio State goes up to West Lafayette and dominates Purdue. Oh hum. Now, a little impressive about it is Carnell Tate didn't play yesterday. I guess he was a little tight during warm-ups. That's okay. We just throw in our other 4 5-star wide receivers. No big deal. And something that's been talked about a lot during Ohio State games is their pace of play. Everyone keeps wondering why Ohio State's not putting up 60 points a game with this crazy offense. They're doing it on purpose. I know this sounds like a homer, but they are legitimately one of the slowest offensive teams in the country. And they're doing it for a reason. They know how long of a season this is, or that they want to be playing. They want to be playing 16 games because they want to go play for a national championship. That's a lot of games. So if you look at the stats, if you compare them to Indiana right now, the amount of snaps that their offense and defense have played compared to Indiana is almost 75 less snaps. That's a full game. That's one less game we played than Indiana. And if you start rolling that out another month, it'll be a game and a half, maybe 2 games that we play less and still have the same record. Helps with just full on rest during the game and then week to week. I feel like winning the national championship, it just exploded Ryan Day's mind of, okay, you know what? Pressure's off, monkey's off my back. I can be the best coach in America. And it is kind of fun listening to Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith just keep saying, hey, he's the Heisman favorite. Oh, he should win the Heisman. Jeremiah Smith, though. He's that dude. All right, let's do the play of the day. I previewed it a little earlier when I was talking about Indiana Penn State, and I saved the play for right now. I feel like Mendoza is getting all the credit for his last-minute drive, which he gets, but he doesn't get credit on this play.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown! Wow! A miracle play. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness, it's a touchdown. Oh my gosh.
That is all Omar Cooper Jr. Watching that live, I'm like, the defender does everything right. He doesn't try to go for the ball. He just push him out of bounds. And live, I'm like, man, there's no way. I know that foot looked like it came down, but there's no way his right foot didn't touch first. There's no way. Oh my God, it did. I didn't scream like Gus Johnson did because I thought there was no way that actually happened. But I mean, listen, Gus Johnson, he's way past his prime, but that is a funny call. He literally ascends into the heavens during that call. All right, let's do a Week 12 preview. Getting closer and closer to the end of the year. All these games are huge when it comes to the college football playoff. First, we got Notre Dame at Pitt. Probably Notre Dame's last big game of the year. Pittsburgh's playing really well. And again, grass field on the road, noon. I expect a good game. Oklahoma at Alabama. Again, Oklahoma's right outside the college football playoff right now, and you go to Alabama and you assert yourself right then and there. Iowa at USC. Iowa coming off a tough loss, going out to Southern Cal. USC again, 6-2, another team that's on the outside looking in. But if they just keep winning out and hope for some chaos in front of them, they can easily sneak in. And then we got Texas at Georgia. Arch Manning coming off a bye week, going to Athens. I mean, between the hedges, man, let's go. As an SEC hater, I don't really know what to root for. Do I want Texas to get a huge W and kind of give them a reason to get in the college football playoff? It would boost Ohio State's resume, but Ohio State's number one. What do I care? Thank you for watching No Fall Weddings, part of the CoWorking universe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see everybody next week. We are ND.